Hey guys, welcome to my latest reaction video for Gotham. Once again on the Fox channel. For tonight's episode, you guys, there wasn't really a lot going on plot wise, so it's going to be a pretty quick synopsis tonight. Basically, in tonight's episode, Commissioner James Gordon and his detective partner Harvey Bullock, if I pronounce his name right, they have to take on a case where a financial firm is in the process of hiring new employees in Gotham City, and basically they have to go through dark and desperate measures in order to get hired into this company. And Commissioner James Gordon is given this case right away, along with Harvey Bullock, and they have to take on this case before anybody in Gotham could get hurt. And unfortunately, Commissioner Gordon himself kind of gets caught in the mix when it comes to being too late when it comes to this company out there to hurt some people. And then while that's going on, young Bruce Wayne, while his his parent murder case is still continuing throughout the series, he's sent back to school. And when he's sent back to school, he's running into some bully issues, and we're kind of into that phase in Bruce Wayne's life where Alfred is, really starting to be the father figure for him, and he's also slowly starting to learn some, and not all the stuff he's going to use when he becomes Batman, but he's briefly in this process of learning some of the combat training things that he will later use when basically it's a setup for a setup. So it's um, Bruce Wayne's combat training, later on. This is kind of the setup for that training, which later becomes Bruce Wayne becoming Batman. So Alfred's kind of in that phase of teaching Bruce Wayne that due to this bully that Bruce Wayne is encountering while going to school. So for my positives and negatives of tonight's episode, you guys, I think it is cool, and this is my first positive, that Alfred's combat knowledge is starting to slowly work its way into the show. I like how they're trying to explore that now. Because in the comics, Alfred does teach Bruce Wayne some combat stuff that later transitions into Bruce Wayne becoming Batman. So I think it's cool how the show is really trying to incorporate and emphasize that now at this portion of the show. Another positive I have is that I really like how the police are having a hard time trusting James Gordon after all the stuff that happened with him and the Penguin. I think it's just they're doing a very good job showing kind of how the police are very uncomfortable working with James Gordon now. Even Harvey Bullock, his own partner, is kind of uncomfortable with him now after the whole Penguin revealing that happened a couple episodes ago. And I almost didn't put this as a positive, but at the end of my notes, I think I put it here at the last minute. Um, it's kind of cool, but I don't know. I could have gone without it, but I think it is maybe a little cool that we get to see Bruce Wayne in school because earlier in the show it was basically just him at Wayne Manor, him talking to Alfred, him helping James Gordon and whoever else was working on the Wayne parent murder case. He was researching that more. Um, I think it's a kind of a nice little vacation from that in the sense where we get to see Bruce Wayne in school now, see how he's kind of having a hard time fitting in, how he's being spoiled at home, but then when he goes to school, he doesn't have that spoiled kid gift that he has back at Wayne Manor, I guess you could say. So I don't know. It was cool seeing Bruce Wayne in school, but at the same time, I could have gone without it at the same time. For my negatives of this tonight's episode, you guys, I thought this episode was kind of just a run of the mill episode. Just like, okay, get it out of the way. Bruce Wayne's in school. James Gordon takes on another case. Whatever. Let's just move on to the next episode. It was just kind of a run of the mill episode. To be honest, I think this series probably could have gone without this episode and things would have been perfectly fine. Like I said, just kind of a run of the mill episode. They got it out of the way. Didn't feel essential to the series, so it just happened, and well, we got next week, and hopefully next week will be a more accomplished episode, I guess you could say. Another negative I had about tonight's episode is Selena Kyle does slowly work her way back into the Gotham show after not seeing her at all these past couple episodes. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe she popped up every once in a while, but now she's slowly starting to wake her way into the show again. But she kind of felt wasted here. I felt like, when we did see her in tonight's episode, she was just kind of, oh, there's Catwoman. Okay, next scene. Okay, look, there's Catwoman again. Okay, next scene. Okay, bye, Selena Kyle. We I guess we didn't need you in this episode. We brought you in here for 4 minutes, and now you can just go on home. Here's your paycheck. I felt like they just kind of that was kind of the attitude they did tonight. That was just like, oh, here's Selena Kyle, and bye. We're moving on, and it's just like, okay, why even do that? I mean, you bring her up and then you don't use her. I don't get that. And then my last negative, as I felt in this episode, Penguin kind of felt unimportant. Like we kind of like Selena Kyle, we see him pop up every once in a while, but they don't do a lot with him. So hopefully in the next episode we get to see a little bit more Penguin again. So overall, I could have gone without this episode. It really just kind of felt run of the mill. So hopefully for next week we get a better episode of Gotham, and I will see you guys then.